And we're live! Isn't there some kind of theme tune that now plays?
Can you not hear it?
Nah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the theme tune should be playing.
Don't try and, prank me, Turch. I know of your pranks.
There's only one thing to do. Let's try again. Wrong input on the audio.
Ah, right, okay.
Audio device. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the actual intro to the We Only Do One Take podcast. If that does not prove we only do one take, I don't know what is. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the man that told me to release the episode with the guy that's getting tracked by the STP. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing well. Considering we're in lockdown, I have a bit of a cold that's still lingering from last week.
I can't. I've got a little bit of sore throat. I'm sure you can hear my huskiness to a degree in the voice there, but
well, I thought you might have also just started smoking. I don't know. These are strange times.
I know. I might as well start smoking. That's the only reason you can go outside without a mask on.
Well,
you're gonna
let's do
Smokers finally rise up. They can finally rise up and take over. What can I say?
Well, good luck to them. It's good to be here, even though it's virtual. Wish I could be in the studio tonight.
Me too. It's very frustrating. I think this is the lockdown, out of all the lockdowns that is finally beaten me. I think this is the one, and I'll complain about lockdowns. I've got something else to complain about too. A lot of rants this episode. If you, I know that you've got a rant, I've got a few little things, but I think this is the lockdown that's finally broken me the most.
Okay.
And the reason
now, Turch, I'm off work at the moment, so we're just going to stop there.
That's right.
If you do continue, I will have to charge you.
That's right.
It's nothing personal. It's just
take it out of my.
Why leave money on the table, right?
I'll take the money out of the podcast income. What can I say? I think this has broken me the most simply because, this is the one that I think it's getting closer and closer to the wedding. All this effort, all this sort of stuff, and this could easily happen closer to the wedding. And if I have to go through this whole rigmarole once again to organize things for the wedding, I think I'm going to be very, very much in pain. I've already had so much. And obviously the most important thing is the Bucks night might be had to be rearranged and rescheduled. And I think with those two things in mind, especially the Bucks night, that's going to be rough.
Yeah. Well, let's positive thoughts. Let's not think that, and we will go full steam ahead.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm sure we must have in our constitution the ability to rise up. I'm sure there must be something in our constitution, our ability to bear arms or something like that hidden at the back. We probably haven't had a look.
That's true. Look, I've only read it never, so I'm sure someone who's into the Australian Constitution can get in contact with us and let us know what's actually going on. Very important sort of stuff. But Kieran, I do have a rant, and then I'll let you rant a little bit.
Before you do that, I just want to say I'm drinking a Milo here. And
you are drinking a Milo?
I put it in the blender, and oh my god, it is Milo in a blender. Unbelievable. Not the spoons.
But isn't the point of Milo to have the big chunky bits at the top?
Maybe it is, but this is a new experience, and I say consider it, people. Consider it.
There you go. Top tips from the K-Man. What type of blender do you use? That's the real important.
I think it's a Ninja or something like that.
I'm gonna get myself a blender just to make margaritas.
Do you need a blender? Well, someone might get that for their wedding present.
I'm sure Jess will get it for her kitchen tea or bridal shower or something like that.
Yeah.
No one is to buy me appliances for my wedding. I think
Appliances it is.
I think a man, like, there's two people you don't buy appliances for. One is your significant other,
Uh-huh.
not as a gift anyway. Like, you can just, hey, I bought this air fryer, but it's for us. You can't just go, here it is for you.
Yes,
Off the wrong
happy
thing.
birthday. Here's an air fryer. Yeah.
Here's an air fryer. Here's a blender. Here's a pasta maker. No, you can't do that. No, this is for
onion
us.
chopper.
Yeah, you can't do that. This, and you can't get it. You can't buy another man a cooking kitchen appliance. I don't think, unless it's like a
because
a
the wedding is. Do you feel a little bit, stooged because you don't get a gift and Jess doesn't get a gift? You get a combined gift off everyone.
Yeah, but most of the time it's just cash.
Yeah.
And I believe that Jess and I appreciate cash equally. In fact, you know what? As a wog, I appreciate cash more so than the usual.
You know what? Person. Screw you. I'm going to go out. I was going to get you cash, but I'm now going to get you a gift.
You will still give me cash because you'll forget until the last minute. And just fuck, and just put cash in a card. That's what will happen. We all know that.
I'll be at your house, at your parents' place getting ready and going, oh shit, I don't have a card.
Turch, I just transferred you $300. Easy as that.
I'll get the driver to pull over at like Coles or something, and I'll run in and get a card.
Very good. I'm very proud of you. But we're in lockdown. We're back in lockdown. I had a day or two off because I already had it booked in to go away to a winery. But I thought to myself, hey, I've already got it booked in. I might as well just sit in my underwear at home and not look at a computer screen for a while. And it worked out very well. Got to put that there. So all good. But I thought, you know what I need to do, though? I need to listen to some podcasts, go for a walk. You can only walk like 2 hours, but I'm listening to lots of podcasts and doing a whole bunch of other little things. Now, what podcast, when you listen to podcasts, where do you listen to them?
Generally on Spotify.
On Spotify.
Sometimes on Podbean.
Oh, yep.
Or Beanpod or whatever it's
like
called.
Podcast Addict, I know, is a pretty
sometimes iTunes.
Okay, I don't know whether this is across the board, but I think Spotify does this. You're listening to a podcast. Let's just say you're at episode 50. I've been re-listening to one of my favorite podcasts ever. That's not our podcast, obviously, but one of my favorite podcasts ever is The Biggest Problem in the Universe.
Yeah, right. The Biggest Problem in the Universe. Yeah,
and classic, show. Dick Masterson, Maddox, big blow up. But hilarious show when it was around. Really one of the shows that got me into listening to podcasts and actually made me want a podcast. And so I've been listening to that, listening to like episode, I don't know, starting in the, from the first episode and trying to make my way all the way to 107 again. And one of the things I've noticed is, I think it's on Spotify, definitely on Spotify, that you finish like episode 55, right? And then it'll go down to episode 54. It doesn't go to 56, which would make sense. Like that's technically the next one.
Yeah, so it's assuming you've started at 170 or whatever.
That's right, but like if
you're making your way down rather than starting at 1 and going up.
That's right. And you can't, I don't know if you can fix that or change something in the settings. I haven't really looked into it, but that's really a frustrating function of the...
And Turch, you shouldn't have to look into it because the technology should be good enough. If we now no longer need to remember numbers, mobile numbers, and
it should just know what I want to do.
And that's the life that we live now. It should just know that. It should be able to pick up the order that you're going in.
But I just hate the fact that I'll be listening to a podcast, even when I was at the gym, and I'd finish one of the episodes and would jump to the next episode. But the next episode would be the episode I finished like yesterday at the gym or whatever it was. And it's like, then I've got to, like, whatever weight I'm doing, I got to finish up my set quickly, grab the phone, change it around. I don't like looking at my phone at the gym. I always see blokes at the gym and they're doing a set, and then they stop, and they're just sitting on the machine, and suddenly their phone just pops out.
Yeah,
and
that can be a problem.
And you're just like, you know what, mate? You gotta keep the pump on. You gotta keep it going. If you look at your phone, you're gonna sit there for 5 minutes and then do another set, and you're never gonna get the muscles. You're never gonna feel the pump, and obviously you're wasting time sitting on a machine.
Well, I would agree. I've never. See, my problem is the podcast that I listen to, I'm at the max. Do you know what I mean? Or if
You're
I'm
at the latest episode.
Yeah, if I'm listening to like a new podcast, I sort of find something at random, listen to it, and then go, it's not going on my list.
Yeah. We've listened to a lot of podcasts that definitely don't make the list.
Yeah. So, I'm not really experiencing that problem. But I understand it. It's frustrating, and I feel like in lockdown, everything is just if it's a 2 out of 10 on the frustration scale, it's now a 5 out of 10.
I'm bringing it in. It's
now increased. And Turch, I need a ruling. We've had many lockdowns, and I feel like you're the voice of reason. You and Jess.
That's sad to say.
I live with some housemates, and that generally, someone might be sitting on the couch, and it's someone's turn to get the round of drinks, and then there's always some kind of fight about whose round it is, and I might call you at random times during the
worst
day,
episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
And you give a ruling, and then the ruling is likely ignored if I lose.
I try to have fun.
So I feel like you're going to make a ruling, and if anyone's on the chat, they could also make a ruling.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my housemates decided to give me a lecture the other day because they are only having one meal a day.
I've heard about this. I know this housemate very well.
This OMAD diet.
He's eating like 3,000 calories or so in one meal in 1 hour, whatever he can fit.
That's it in 1 hour, and then no more.
That's it for the rest of the day.
And I said, let's make it interesting. Right, let's make it interesting. If you complete it for 30 days.
For a month, yeah.
Yeah. So no, sorry. You've got to do it for 30 days. If you don't complete it for 30 days, in other words, I catch you or you misbehave or anything like that, you have to clean, because we clean the house once a week, take turns.
Yeah.
You have to clean it 4 times in a row.
Yeah,
the whole month is yours to clean.
Yeah.
Now,
good
as
incentive.
a genius as I am, good incentive. I'm helping this housemate to achieve the diet.
Yes.
Now, this housemate didn't put up any other stakes. There was no other stakes of if he succeeds for 30 days, do we have to do anything?
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That wasn't part of the deal.
It's like it's motivational punishment.
Day 3 happens.
Yes.
And failure ensues. He's now had an extra meal. I am informed of this extra meal. In fact, my office door was closed, which means I'm busy. I'm working away, and there was a knock on the door, and rightly so. It was an emergency. An extra meal had been had. And I said, well, you've now got to clean. You've got to clean the house 4 weeks in a row. That was the deal.
Okay.
Right, that was the deal. And it was all no. I can't do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start again in a couple of days. And I go, well, what's the point of having a deal if we break our promises? Why have
this
the deal?
This
and I feel like because of lockdown, it's not a 2, it's a 5. You're creeping up to a 6 and a 7.
I think, remember in the episode of Seinfeld, and Kramer's like, I'm going to build levels in my house. Like, the levels, right? And Jerry's like, you will not build the levels. You won't build the levels. You can't build the levels. You won't build the levels. And Kramer's like, I'm going to build the levels. And then, like, 3 scenes later, he comes in and goes, where's my money? You didn't build the levels. I didn't build the levels, but I could build the levels. And it's like, the bet wasn't that you could do it. It's that you won't do it or haven't done it. And I think in this situation, this is a perfect encapsulation, a perfect replica of the situation that we're just talked about right now. So I believe, yes, you are the Jerry in this situation for the first time ever.
Oh, I
and
win!
The Kramer. And I think the Kramer character says definitely in this case being your housemate. And that is my official ruling. If anyone else wants to join in on the ruling, but I feel like the ruling here, I think that my Judge Judy equivalent Jess would agree with the ruling that I've just stated, because he definitely failed. And just because he can do it by starting, that's like saying I'm going to quit drinking. Look, this is my last drink before I quit drinking.
And that was a very well done on quitting drinking.
Oh, well, look, I tried,
again.
But now I'm doing it again. I'm quitting drinking again until my next drink. You know, you've got, it's like, if it's anything like quitting smoking, from what I understand, the first time you quit smoking, you quit for like a week and then you get back on them. Then it's like 2 weeks, get back on them, a month, back on them. And then after, you know, it takes like a couple of times to actually quit smoking. And I feel like
I feel like I would like a text message from Jess, or maybe a phone call later on.
I will, yeah. I think that's only the only fair thing.
Because I mean, why have the deal? What is the point?
I can call him right now. I can call him right now.
He's watching a movie. He's not going to answer.
I'll call him.
Okay.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
We can only get a rejection.
Yeah.
With a live. I'm not adding a contact. Thank you very much. Here we go. We're calling our good friend on the ruling here. Hopefully you can hear that. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hey, Niall. How you doing, buddy?
Ahoy, hoy.
Niall? Oh.
Am I?
Potentially, yes. Can you hear me?
I know you guys are recording right now.
Can you hear me? All right.
Hello. All right, I'm out.
The technology just works beautifully.
The technology just wasn't working right then. We will get to him later on. Maybe I'll have a chat with him later on. But we tried our best. We got some of him on the recording. But very exciting times for Kieran. Finally, a W in his favor. That's all I can.
I'm very smitten.
That's all I can really say. I got to say, a win in my favor. Right, I went down to our favorite golf course that we play at.
Oh, yes.
And completely empty.
Yeah.
Completely empty.
Shame.
Right?
Golf is a wonderful sport that can be done socially distanced.
It could be just by yourself. And there were but I took Dweezil down there for a run on the golf course.
He would have loved that.
Oh, mate, straight down the fairway, 150 meters. He was 500 meters. He was running the whole way. I had a great time, you know.
Yeah.
Full of energy, very exciting for a little puppy dog. But yes, you got any more rants, or we got some news going on? Because I know you want to do some conspiracy theories later on.
Yeah, no more news other than my W.
It's a big W, buddy. It's a big W. Oh yeah.
It's just wonderful.
Okay. I know that you're saving up for a house, and I've got two stories that relate to saving up for a house to purchase here. But I think this is something that could help you out, right?
Okay.
We can only hope. A $3 million bounty has been put on. $3 million bounty in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Very exciting time for Oklahoma City. A representative, Justin Humphrey, has announced only a couple of days ago that a $3 million bounty on Wednesday in the State House floor. We started what may be the biggest promotion that the state of Oklahoma ever. This is turning out to be huge, said the representative. In January, Humphrey filed legislation to set up Bigfoot hunting season in the state. The bill, HB 1648, would ask that Oklahoma Wildlife Commission to establish an annual seasonal date and create any necessary specific hunting licenses and fees for hunting the mythical Sasquatch. Humphrey says a film crew is covering the bounty and plans to shoot a 6-month series on the search for Bigfoot here. It's not a hunt, by the way. We don't want to hunt Bigfoot. Nobody wants to harm Bigfoot. What we want to do is capture the live humane capture of the Bigfoot itself. We are wanting the whole world to come to Southeast Oklahoma and the state of Oklahoma to get involved in our bounty. Look at that, Kieran. So you could go all the way to Oklahoma when America finally opens up and join in on Bigfoot hunting season. $3 million if you capture him.
All right, so I can just imagine in a parallel universe, there's this baby that's born who has some kind of genetic something or whatever, and becomes huge, becomes like a giant.
Yep.
Right. But also, hair everywhere. Right.
Yep.
And then one day decides to go for a stroll in Oklahoma, and then there's in court because they then think he's Bigfoot.
I'm not Bigfoot. I'm just picturing in The Simpsons when it's like that show In Search of Bigfoot. And the guy's like, hold it there, Jerry. We can see your wristwatch. Ah, dang it. Like, they're going to shoot a whole television series about a couple of guys. Like, there's already television shows about capturing Bigfoot or Big Feet. And all they do is just wander around the forest of wherever in the dark with night vision goggles and pretend to shoot things and make... My favorite thing about Bigfoot hunters, and I would love to get one on the show, is that they make Bigfoot noises.
Do they?
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to go hunt turkeys, like you get the turkey whistle. Yeah. But in these television shows, they have guys who like do turkey sounds. Bigfoot sounds. Yeah, exactly right. It's amazing. I don't know off the top of my head, but I reckon I can find one. We can put it up on the screen. What do you reckon, Kieran? Is the technology that far advanced? Maybe not. We can only give it a go.
They'll study us for years how not to do a podcast.
Oh, look, we know. We can only do.
So this is now in law.
All right, can you see that, Kieran?
Oh, I can see a
strange
black
sounds.
Screen with a circly dirkly thing.
Must be loading.
Once upon a time.
Can you see my screen at all?
There we go. Got it now.
There we go. Let's calling for Bigfoot, finding it. Let's have a look at this one. Let's see if we can hear the audio as well. It'd be amazing if this worked. Can you hear that?
Yeah, loud and clear.
The team come to the Appalachian foothills of eastern Kentucky to investigate a video which might show the eye shine of a large Bigfoot.
Look at that.
While not agreeing on what the video shows, we're intrigued by the squatching area, which has long been linked to Sasquatch activity.
Oh, no, that's a rodent there. But you look into the left too, it seemed like it was moving in out.
This is amazing, right? This is just from a show called Finding Bigfoot.
And I love it. It's got to be dark, and you got to get the music. And the camera has to shake a little bit.
The camera. No one in these shows has like a 4K or 8K camera. Like no one is splurged on a camera.
You never know; it might be circling us. This is a good time for a howl.
And I feel like if we were Bigfoot hunters, you have to constantly make the remarks like, "Oh, it could be there. It could be spying on us." Could be
I
very
think they're going to
quiet.
make a sound now. Look at this backpack setup here, amazing.
Yeah.
But here we go. Let's hopefully they hear a sound going.
Will you do it? Sure. Hey, folks, we did hear something big up here, so Clip's going to do a scream.
Copy that.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh, here's some more.
Come on, Kentucky Squatch.
I can't hold back. I got the wood booger fever. I'm going to try an aggressive call.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Come on, I want a glimpse.
I want to believe.
What
Come
if
on, Whiskey, we'll
Bigfoot
go
slept during nighttime?
Ooh, there's a shot for what? Did you hear that?
What's
That
he
was a
shooting
shot,
at?
Right? At a knock.
there. That's a gunshot right there. Hear that?
That's amazing. I'm going to put it out there. That's the best Sasquatch call I've ever heard in my life. How do they know what the sound of a Sasquatch is? This is like going, like we don't even know what dinosaurs sounded like.
It's
right?
like Dory, he's knowing how to speak whale.
Yeah, it's like who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? At least a fish might know how. Like she's not speaking an ancient dead language that hasn't never been spoken for in forever. Like she's at least speaking like a real animal that's alive. These
Yeah.
are animals that we've never heard. We don't know what their voice boxes look like or anything like that. Like dinosaurs. We always hear like the roar, like in Jurassic Park and stuff. But we don't know. They could have. They most likely sounded like birds.
Or
Because they had
high-pitched
feathers
or chickens.
Exactly right. Exactly. So there you go, Kieran. To save up for your house, you could just catch some video or capture the Bigfoot, and now you know the sounds. You're ready to go.
I think what we've got to do is we can capture Bigfoot, but
Yep.
the camera has to be really shaky, and then we're like fishermen. We let it go.
Oh, we're ethical.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it reckon there's just one Bigfoot, or you reckon there's many Bigfoots? Is it Bigfoots or big feet?
Ooh, it's big feet.
I like big feet. Let's do it. All right, Kieran, you got some news for us?
I do. An Italian artist has sold an invisible sculpture for £15,000.
Cash only.
Salvatore, a 67-year-old artist from Italy, has achieved a remarkable feat, which should be basically impossible to do, but he has sold an invisible sculpture for the sum of $15,000. The original price was set between £6,000 and £9,000.
Amazing.
But he kept on receiving more offers, so the price increased.
They're struggling to get the fucking vaccine in Italy.
Yeah.
Like, they're really struggling to get the COVID vaccine, and this guy's just like, hey, Bangul, just fucking sell it. It's not, look, you know what? I actually have one of his pieces of artwork.
Do they have to post it? Does he actually have to deliver it?
Well, look, I've actually got one of his original because he's a cousin of mine. You can see in the corner there. See that over there?
Yeah.
Just in the corner there, just here.
Yeah.
There's a little sculpture. It's a dog sculpture. How good's that?
Oh, well done. And
it's
you
one of his off, not his best work. Not his best work.
Yeah, I understand.
It's one of those things. So there you go, boys.
It is called, a bit of Italian. Io sono, meaning I am.
Io sono. I am, yep.
Yeah, yep, there you go. Well done. What was the Italian you taught me the other day?
This is the fake Italian I teach everybody.
Yeah.
It's about Eva,
Luca,
Luca,
Eva Luca.
Ma.
Eva Luca ma.
Tomato.
Eva Luca. Eva Luca a tomato.
That's right. But you're gonna do
I'm
some
pretty
of
sure you taught me
these.
something else. Yeah.
Oh, vangulo. That's the swear words. Or this one here.
Gabagool.
That's
Yeah.
a nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, got it.
Well, scoreggio means fart, which is the best word for farting ever.
Okay. It is a immaterial sculpture, which in so many words means it does not exist. Or that if it did exist, then it only exists in the mind of its creator. With many art skeptics criticizing the artist's curious creation. But his response is that he has not sold nothing, but has sold a vacuum.
These are like the people who sell acreage on the moon. Like, have you seen those people?
Oh my god, people do that?
Well, yeah. Oh, maybe I'll get it up. I can just share my screen now forever. Selling the moon. There we go. I should pull it up. We should do this more often. This is great. We could just have all the news articles up.
Yeah. You know, the waiting part sucks.
The waiting part does suck, yeah. Here we go.
Notice that we've got a lack of comments, and maybe we don't even have anyone
That's
watching
right.
us.
That's true. Meet the man who owns the moon. A loophole in the United Nations Charter lands Dennis hoped to sell plots of the moon for more than 30 years. So if you ask Dennis, he'll tell you that he's the richest man on Earth. In fact, he'll say he's the richest man in the solar system. Why? Because as far as he's concerned, he owns most of it. In the early 1980s, Hope, then unemployed for about a year, thought he'd be a good property owner and could make living managing real estate. He looked out the window and saw more unclaimed property than he could possibly fathom the moon. He remembered a tidbit from the political science course took in college, the 1967 outer space and the United Nations Outer Space Treaty said no country could own the moon, but it didn't say anything about individuals. He wrote a letter to the United Nations saying the moon was his, and asked the group to come up with legal reasons why an individual cannot claim ownership of the moon, and he never heard back. I sent the United Nations a declaration of ownership detailing my intent to subdivide and sell the moon, and I've never heard back, he said. There's a loophole in the treaty. It does not apply to individuals. Since then, he sold more than 611 million acres of land on the moon. Individual 1 acre lots sells for $20, and there are discounts for larger plots. He once sold a country-sized plot for $250,000. He sold plots on the moon to 3 former presidents, George Bush, Jimmy Carter, and Ronald Reagan. He's president of the Galactic Government, a democratic republic that represents landowners on the moon and some of the other properties he's claimed. He's claimed Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Jupiter's moon, Io, and Pluto. And you can buy all of Pluto for $250,000. Isn't that amazing? This is like it's like the biggest scam.
I want to get this guy on the show.
Oh, that would be amazing if we can get him on the show. How good would that be? All right, I've got another article here. Let me just see if I can swap these around here. Because I've got to share you this article because I think we're going to learn today what it takes to own a piece of property in Melbourne. And this is a really uplifting piece of news,
Blood,
right?
sweat, and tears, I believe. Blood,
sweat,
and
and
tears.
How I did it. The young Melburnian whose parents helped her break into the property market. Okay, so far so good. Makes sense, right? Okay, this is about Nicole. She purchased her first property in 2026
At 26,
in
yes.
Box Hill South. And this is her occupation and salary. She's an exercise psychologist earning about
physiologist?
$50K. Physiologist, sorry. Physiologist, $50,000 base salary plus commission. That's not a very good salary.
Yeah.
Even if you add commission, that sounds really low.
Yeah.
Like even whenever she bought it, right?
Well, when was this article?
Like this week. last week.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
No, really. Okay. Nicole was in her early 20s, finishing university with her school friends, began to move out of her family homes. Rather than follow suit, she chose to stay in her parents' house to save up for a property of her own. I thought, I don't want to rent because that's paying someone else's mortgage off. And then there's a possibility it could just pay off my own mortgage instead, says Nicole. Perfect. Yeah? I was lucky with mum and dad. My older brother stayed home for a while, so they were completely open to me staying at home as long as I liked. Right? So she paid, she initially lived rent free and paid board when she started working full time. Perfect.
Yeah.
She used the strategies in the Barefoot Investor and it was able to save up a healthy deposit. Started to look in mid 2000.
Yeah.
And then, okay, how's this? So remember, this person here bought a house. The young woman whose parents helped her break into the property market. So she got into the property market with her parents' help. Look at this. How about you read this line here?
I can't. It's too tiny on my screen.
Okay. It says, rather than applying for a home loan herself, it was decided her parents would buy the property on her behalf.
That doesn't count.
And there was another line down here somewhere as well. Yeah, how's this? So her parents bought her the property, and Nicole. Look at this. Nicole's advice to other hopeful first home buyers is to be persistent and avoid being fooled by good marketing.
But
you know what else is really?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful that your parents bought the house and you're obviously, paying the loan on it. But the bank didn't give you the loan.
No, the house is not in your. Look, it does say here she put the money down for the deposit.
Yeah.
Right, the 10% deposit, but she goes directly to her parents. But
so it doesn't quite count.
No, it literally says that her parents bought it on her behalf, but it's not like she's going to have her name on the documents itself. I just couldn't believe it when I read it. I was like, I'm not a smart man, but that's like going, I bought my own car. And then it's like, when I turned 18, mum bought me a Porsche. It's like, well, like, no.
No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
It's different to go, yeah, I bought my own house and mum and dad went guarantor. Like, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
basically,
I
in other
inherited...
words, the bank just said, we're not going to give you the money because you don't earn enough. Which is fine.
Not 50K, yeah.
Yeah, good on it, but it doesn't count.
It's amazing. So there you go, Kieran. You've learned if you just get the $3 million bounty for finding Bigfoot, you won't have to get your parents to buy the house on your behalf and claim it was you.
Look, one of these days I'll get a house. One of these days.
That's very true. You got some more news? I got one more article after this, which I think is very funny.
Oh, I do have news. The bidet, invented centuries ago in France, has never taken off in the United States, Australia, etc. But things might be changing.
Oh boy, yes. Toilet paper shortages everywhere.
The bidet may have been completely Americanized.
Wow. That's a big change.
It is a big change. The bidet, and I have no idea how it's been Americanized because the rest of the article is a history lesson. But there is a line in here that I want to read out. But even before the war, bidets were linked to sex and scandal.
What? Why?
It was used for various forms of douching, which were thought as a pregnancy preventative. Bidets were also considered a form of birth control.
Oh, amazing.
The
Hey,
presence,
baby.
the presence of a bidet is regarded as almost a symbol of sin. While they
I
were
would have.
truly terrible at pregnancy prevention, bidets could also be helpful for another taboo, menstruation.
Yeah. Well, is menstruation a taboo?
I don't know.
It's sort of
Um,
just a, douching is not a natural bodily function, whereas I think menstruation definitely is categorized under that. Would you use a
uh,
bit like if you have a wank? Wouldn't you just use a bidet to clean yourself up as well?
well, one of my family friends have a bidet,
Yeah.
and basically it's did I ever tell you the story about my nephew?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So they've got this bidet, and you sit on it, and the seat's warm, like it's always warm, which is great. But then there's all these fancy buttons and all of that, right?
It's like one of those Japanese style toilets.
Japanese style things. Anyway, I was at a dinner, and my nephew, who's about 8 or 7 at the time, he's gone into the bathroom, and we're having dinner, and I just hear like screaming like help. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? And I was like, I said to my sister, look, I'll go in. He's a boy.
The champion, the people's choice.
Probably wants a male, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the problem is, he probably wants a male, right? And I go in, and I open the door, and I burst out laughing, and I have to close the door. And then the whole family is like, what the hell's so funny? And they all get up to come over because I'm pissing myself with laughter. Anyway, I open the door, and my nephew is on the other side of the bathroom, like against the wall, and the toilet is just squirting water out. Like the stream just won't stop. And Liam is just like, what the fuck did I do? I swear I didn't push a button.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I wonder if one of those bidets can connect up to your phone and you can control the toilet with your phone, like via Bluetooth or something like that. Because I know that, and I think that would be a terrible idea. Because
what pranks would you play on Jess? What pranks would you play?
Yeah, like I would be on the toilet and Jess would be playing with her phone, Bluetoothing the toilet. And I know this for a fact because at my old job,
find the target, maximum 100% power.
Bam! Like while they're on the toilet doing their business. And a very simple thing was in my old job, I had to renovate certain buildings, and one of the things was putting in new furniture, including desks, for office desks. And what we provided was those sit-to-stand desks that you could connect up via Bluetooth and program them. And it was all very, and I'm like, great, look at me, the best guy ever. Anyway, I get them all installed. Everyone's happy. Everyone's testing, pressing the buttons. They finally work out the Bluetooth.
So basically, you're saying I could end up at any desk, but I've got Bluetooth on my phone, and it's got the height that I like the desk at.
Yeah, exactly right.
I just push the button.
What was it?
Yeah.
And it just sets it. Yeah, exactly right. Or it sets your settings in that way. So the problem is they were hot desking. So they were always connecting up to different desks. So what they found out was that they could, as long as they were sort of in the same room, they could connect up to their mate's desk. And halfway through them typing, they could just lift up and lower the desks accordingly. And it caused chaos for like 3 weeks until obviously you sort of get over it and stuff like that, or you just haze the new guy or whatever it is. But after that, I had to explain to my boss that we couldn't buy those exact style of desks because of the reasons I just explained. And that was the funniest conversation.
Immature.
Yes. My colleagues, my fellow workers within this organization are not as professional as you would have hoped.
Just imagine if you had installed bidets as well that were Bluetooth.
Oh, lucky I didn't have to touch the bathroom. Lucky I didn't. I don't think a bidet would work in an office environment. I think a bidet is a pretty personal item. Like if you went to someone's house and you saw a bidet, would you use it?
Well, it depends. Some of them you just overwhelmed.
Like, I wouldn't use it
But-
at your house because it would be so fucking dirty. But-
yeah, but family, fair enough. But family, this family friend's house, there were so many buttons.
Yeah, too many
Like,
things
it was a
going
little bit
on.
like, what's going to happen? Am I going to take off if I push one of these buttons?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I don't know. Well, Kieran, I've got some more news for you.
Yeah.
I've got some more news for you. The Spanish post office has decided that they want to promote anti-racism.
They
And they
want to
thought the
promote. I know where this is going. Yeah.
they want to promote anti-racism, and they thought to themselves, "What can we do? We're the post office. We don't have a lot of power. Mail is no longer."
So they don't want people to be racist.
I don't want people to be racist. I thought, you know what? We can promote anti-racism by showing the wage gap variance between people in our society by creating a set of stamps.
Mm-hmm.
And how good's that? They've gone, yes, this sounds amazing. Tick all the boxes. How exciting is this? So here we go. Here's the article.
It's not just a set of stamps that are like, all racing cars or something like that.
No. Or people joining together, or flags all there, like the LGBTQI flag with its LGBTQIA plus month, BLT month as well this month. So happy month to you. But here we go. Spain's postal service introduces skin tone stamps to fight racism and makes the whitest one the most valuable. Now here you go. Here's a picture of the stamps. I'll zoom in.
Hang on, it's still loading.
It's still loading. Well, look, look, I'm trying to get it up as quick as I possibly can. But here we go.
Just takes a little bit of time. I'll tell you when it's up.
Oh, fantastic!
And we've lost Turch. Technology, people. Technology. It's Kieran here at the We Only Do One Take podcast. This is a real shit show. But let me, while we're waiting for Turch, let me just to get back online. Why don't I fill you in with my last news article? An Arizona man has been accused of using fireworks to destroy mailboxes. Now, you would think, I don't know, if you're going to play some prank on some neighbors, maybe you would use firecrackers or something like that. But this man decided to use fireworks. Upset a lot of neighbors, upset a lot of people. Oh, welcome back, Turch. I'm just filling in the dead air.
Thank you. That's fair enough. You've done well. You've done well. I don't know if you can see the stamps on screen there.
Yeah, I can see it live now.
Live now, fantastic. I'm just trying to move it down on the screen there. But what we can see is the white stamp, or the lightest skin tone, is $1 or £1, €1.60. And as the stamps get darker in the skin tone, they get less. Their value is less. Hopefully
now,
you can see.
Have they just done a massive fuck up?
I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure they didn't mean for it to be this ridiculous. But I do believe that I think in this case here they have fucked up in a big way.
I see these, C and B and A2 and A, and I'm wondering, is that to do with the amount that you're posting?
No, so that relates to the pricing of the stamp itself.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people got upset about these stamps, right? Because what people are saying is, what the postal service is implying is that the darker the skin tone, the less valuable that person may be.
That's the conclusion that I potentially infer.
That's what I sort of got out of it too. This seems more racist than anything else.
Than potentially trying to be anti-racist, which was
this is sort of promoting racism, I would almost say. Because like, look at this, the white person is worth more than twice as much as the pure black one. And I think
I would have thought today we could probably do without stamps.
I would have thought so too. I don't understand how the postal service is still
need
around.
stamps.
Well,
I-
not even
I
just
just-
need stamps, more just does like. I think there's a better way. Why can't they just post it onto the envelope itself?
The stamps.
Yeah,
I would have thought a barcode or something like.
yeah.
I just thought we could potentially do it without stamps.
I think so. It's got to be a better way. I think it's got to be a better way.
So that's a little bit of a stuff up there. Nice little.
I think
PR
so.
nightmare.
I don't think the smartest.
Keeping-
I don't think.
At least they keep the PR department employed.
Yeah, you know what? But they definitely got a consultant in, right?
Maybe it's a conspiracy. Maybe the public relations department were about to get fired. And they're like,
Maybe.
we're not going to get fired. We're going to introduce this
You
campaign.
need us way more than
We're going to
we need
introduce
you.
this campaign, and then we're going to show you you need us.
Now they got a bunch of consultants in, and
Yeah.
this went through like A B across the board. And so obviously now I want to know what the A, like this is an A B test. What the B test was, because the B test must have been even worse. You know what I mean? Like how bad was B that this was the A, like top of the game sort of test? You know,
This is the one that
This
made
is
it.
like-
Yep.
Yeah, this is like across the board. I just heard it on another podcast about like all this LGBT Pride Month, all the
Now,
advertising.
You know what? Most people get a day.
Yeah.
How do you get lucky to get a month?
Well, black people get February, which I think is also a little bit racist because that's the shortest month.
That's the shortest one. Yeah.
But I don't get how LGBTQ. All right, the LGBT. Let's call the LGBT
Yeah.
group, right? They get a whole month, right? And then all these products, like any like fast food restaurants or camera commercials or cars, they're like, "Oh, we're with you 100% of the way," and that's the advertisement for the brand or the product. Like, remember
Which
a
they
couple
don't.
of
Then
years.
the advertisers don't really have to think up much. They're just like,
No,
oh, it's the
but-
month.
It's just the month, right? But
Yeah.
like, can you imagine? Like, I've seen one for a bank like that. That's like, we're here to support you 100 and all the way with all your, you're valuable to the community. And I'm like, you're talking about a bank. Like a bank. If you could be the poorest person in the world, and the bank will go, we can squeeze some money out of this person here. Like, they don't give two
The bank
shits
doesn't.
what
The bank
you're-
doesn't care who you are. They just want your money.
No, that's right. That's right. They're like, we can get more money out of this person. Great. Let's do it. Let's, like it's the same as like phone companies or fast food restaurants. No one, those 16-year-olds at McDonald's don't care if you're 3 genders in one or a homosexual or a straight person. They're just like waiting for your order at 1:00 in the morning for nuggets.
Mhm.
They just know they want to get in, give you your nuggets, and go home. There's not much,
And move along, that's right.
and the corporate guys don't give a shit. Do they really expect an increase in sales of nuggets and Big Macs because the ad was for gay people and more gay people buying nuggets and I would say out of all the things, like gay people aren't ordering nuggets because they're the ones that are the most fit and most healthy and have the time to cook.
Do you know what? Do you know what sells chicken nuggets? When they get the advertising when someone's hungry, and then they
Yeah.
advertise chicken nuggets.
That's
That's
true.
when you sell chicken nuggets.
It's like all that stoner type marketing they put on late at night. Like they pretend like, ooh,
Yeah.
far out, man. I need nuggets. It's like, yeah,
I need,
okay.
I need
kinda goes-
pancake.
I need
Pancakes.
pancakes.
Pancakes is a brilliant idea.
It's a brilliant idea. It's 4:00
Yeah.
in the morning. I need, I'm amazed that like late night television doesn't have lots of kebab commercials. You know what I mean? Like I've always seen like, buy this
Kebabs
vacuum
don't
cleaner.
need the
Look,
commercials. The kebab places have the flashing lights when you're driving.
That's true. Are you telling me the kebab places are in the same league as like Ferrari? Like Ferrari also don't advertise. Everyone just knows what a Ferrari is or a Lamborghini.
No, Ferrari does advertise. Ferrari advertises at air shows.
That's
Because
true.
when you're looking at a $500 million plane, you know,
You
a
might as well-
$200,000 car looks very cheap.
It does. I'll give you that. True. But I still feel like they're in the same boat, kebab shops and Ferraris. Like everyone just knows you can get one whenever you want, but you just have to have the willpower, the money, and the and the constitution to know that you bought it the next day.
The kebab place is. There was a period where I was having back for 2021, 22 when I was like first getting fit, and I was at the gym and they were doing like an interview and we're going through my diet. And it was like, okay, so tell me what you had on. And this is when we're going to Eagle Bar as well. And it was like Thursday night. Oh, Thursday morning I had a kebab. Okay, Friday. I was probably out Friday night and then ended with a kebab. Saturday. Yeah, I would have been out Saturday night too and would have had a kebab. And the person's like, you do know that these kebabs at like 2 a.m. you're putting on weight. It's just all.
Oh yeah,
it's all becoming
it's
fat.
just yeah.
Yeah, but they're so. Are you out? You want a kebab?
You need that meat, grease, and garlic flavor to kill off.
Yeah.
All
and I need
semblance
to be
of
yelled at by the kebab person. You know, I need to be yelled at. You know, next. 42.
I just found out there was this kebab shop down the road. I'm pretty sure you've been there before. Called Ulysses.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe you haven't been there, but I wish I would have taken you. This place here has been around. Like even my dad talks about getting kebabs at Ulysses type of thing, right?
Yeah. And
they finally changed hands or changed owners or redid the whole shop because it looked like exactly the same for 50 years. Probably the same people behind the thing. And they used to be open basically 24/7. I never saw this place close. You could go there at 2 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, and you could go get a kebab. But another thing that they had was a cigarette. They sold cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I thought this is
genius.
A genius idea.
Yeah.
Genius idea, right? Because you're late night, you've had 50 drinks. You stumble in there for a kebab and then you see a cigarette machine. A cigarette, behind the counter.
You have to wait.
You have to wait for your
10,
kebab.
15 minutes for your kebab.
But here's the...
So you need to smoke.
So this is the next brilliant thing that they had. Instead of only selling packets of cigarettes, which is the only legal thing you can do in Australia, if you have a license to sell cigarettes, they also sold single cigarettes.
Genius.
So they're standing there. And you can go, I'll get a kebab with the chips and do all that. And then you go, I need a cigarette. And you go, I'll just take one. So you smoke your cigarette outside, your kebab's ready, you eat your kebab and you can go home.
And they mark up the cigarette to like $5.
Oh, I'm sure they're like $5 a cigarette, but you think, I only spent $10 on a kebab, $15 and I'm good for the night. It's not bad.
That is brilliant. Can I say that is that is genius?
But you can't sell single cigarettes.
Really anymore?
I don't think. Yeah, it's been a long time. You can't do that.
Oh.
Sad times. You could back in the day. Back in the day sounds like a glorious time. Like
this is why I love. This is part of me when I love going to like Asian countries because just these rules don't exist. You want to sell one cigarette? You can sell one cigarette. You want to drink on the street? You can drink on the street.
Europe's like that. Europe. They like the drinking. They just like the drinking.
Oh shit! And I've unplugged myself.
I like how in Singapore you can't smoke on the street, but you can smoke inside.
Yeah,
because the cigarette butts make the streets dirty. But in the casino, it was like smoke central. Like the whole place was hazy. It was amazing. Do you want to do a conspiracy theory or you?
I reckon let's save it for next time.
I think we save it for next time.
We've yacked on for a good hour.
Oh yeah, it's a bit hard to get material when you're stuck inside for a week, and it's probably going to go on for a little bit longer. But maybe
It
we'll
is.
try to get some interviews or some people on board.
I
Got to do
agree.
something. Got to do something. And with all of that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. If you'd like to, please subscribe, obviously, to the YouTube channel. It's the best way to know when we're doing another live stream. And for all your other wanking needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, record it on your phone and email us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, another fun time on a COVID Tuesday night.
Lockdown
So
special.
exciting. It's another special.
know.
And we will see you all next Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday sometime, yeah.